So I need to start a fire, and everything has been rainy and cold and snowing for the last couple of days, so everything is wet. And it can be very hard to start a fire when all the wood is wet, all the tinder is wet. So I'm going to show you how I get a fire going no matter what. Of course, using a lighter, even though everything is soaking wet. There's always a way to get it going, and there's always something you can find. So yeah, let's jump into that. First thing I need to do is find some quick acting tinder. Something that's going to initially start the fire, something that'll burn hot but also really fast. It's winter, and the best places I've found to find fast tinder like that are creek beds or ditches where there's water. The plants there are dormant for the season, and they're nice and dry, and you can see by the way they break. They snap, crackle, and break like there's no problem. There's no real resistance. You just pull and break, and that means it's going to be something good that flash burns really quickly, and will get the rest of the wood hot enough to actually burn and stay lit. And there's my nice little pile. This is perfect. This is all I'm really going to need. Now what I'm looking at in the middle of that swampy area is some really dry grass. That's going to be a flash burn. That's going to get the fire started. Again, even if it's been snowing or raining, this is dormant, so it's going to be nice and dry. There's my nice little patch of it in my pocket. Now for my first embers, I'm looking for dry wood that's still on the branch, something that's dead. You don't want to pick up anything off the ground after it's been sitting there for a bit when it's been really wet out, because it just won't burn. This here is dry, it's dead, and it snaps right off. This is going to give me some nice little embers. Now go throw all the stuff down, and time to go find some stuff to create some coal so I can cook. Anything I do find is going to be a little bit damp, but I managed to find a few pieces here. They aren't damp, but it's going to be okay with the heat and the embers I create. Now I learned the hard way to never use your legs to break wood. I got injured from doing it, so what I've been doing is finding two trees together like this and crack, 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 breaking it like this. It's not only safer, it's also easier. So yeah, this works. So yeah, the next little bit is just me building the fire itself, the burn. There's that dry grass. It's going to go over some sticks I put there so there's some air. As you can now see, everything's nicely layered up. You got some of the bigger stuff, the smaller tinder and everything all ready to go. And yeah, all there's left to do is make sure there's a lot of air, room for the air to go in, and light the sucker. Now lighting this fire one-handed turned out to be very difficult. I had to put a piece of the grass in my mouth, get it lit, and then put it in. And as you can see, it goes up with no problem. Perfect. Very little effort to actually stoke the fire. Once you get all the right materials, it just goes up. And I'm pretty much ready to cook now. Because I am only eating one meal a day now, it looks like there's a lot there, but it's not as much as you think. It's a can of canned spaghetti and a can of beans. Protein and everything like that. That's my meal for the day. But yeah, that's how I make a quick fire when I need to. And yeah, see, I can only cook with fire, and this is how I go about getting a fire going, even though everything is sopping wet. You can always find something.